taking places now. It's time for the show. The boys are in the building and they're ready to go. It's Sunday Papers. Sunday Papers on a Saturday night.
Pump up the jam.
And Greg is going to scream like a banshee in about 3, 2...
Read all about it! Sunday Papers coming to you from Wyoming and Connecticut. 2 states nobody cares about. We're in them. Bringing you the news.
Well, apologies to Wyoming for what Greg just said, but I'm in Montana.
Oh.
And everyone cares about Montana, man. Sorry.
Do people know the difference between Wyoming and Montana?
I think
Neither
a lot
one of them
people
has a
probably
professional
don't.
sports team.
Do you remember Dog Day Afternoon when he's in there robbing the bank with was it Sal? I think his dim-witted partner.
Yeah.
And they're in there, they're sweating because they turned off the AC and they have a hostage crisis. He's like, "All right, Sal, we can go anywhere. Pick a country." He's like, "What country do you want to go to?" And Sal's like, "Wyoming."
It's hilarious.
Yeah, that was a New Yorker. It's like the New Yorker cartoon where it's like, once you get past Jersey City, it's all blurry.
My sister made it out there. She was kind of a free spirit. She did 2 years of college. Remember, she went to BU with us for 2 years.
Yep.
And then after we graduated, she decided she didn't want to go to BU anymore. I think we were her social life at BU.
Uh-huh.
And so she left school, and then she just started fucking taking buses. She took this green tortoise bus, and she went out to Montana. Wait, where's Yellowstone?
Yellowstone is Wyoming, right above Jackson Hole.
Okay, she went there, and she spent like 6 months working as a maid at a hotel.
And her boyfriend didn't kill her and leave her there and take her van?
He was supposed to, and he fucking got a flat. Didn't make it that day.
Yeah,
Thank God.
She kind of dated losers who couldn't see a plan through to the end. I do know that.
Denman was late because we were texting about what time we were going to record. This is Saturday that we're recording, the 25th. Yeah. And Denman, in his quick-witted St. Louis fucking texting style, goes, "Oh, should we do 7 a.m. Hawaii time?"
All right. He goes, what time you two gangbanging this pod tomorrow? Already it's pretty inappropriate. That was a text chain with me and Greg on it. Then you say that you could do from 12 to 4 New York time. And I go, okay. And then I crunch math figuring, all right, this is something I could easily blow because I'm in Montana. I'm mountain time, right? So I go, okay, why don't we do noon East Coast time? You seem to take that in. You didn't write anything back. Seems good. That means it would be 10 a.m. my time. And Chris writes, how about 7 a.m. Hawaiian Standard Time tomorrow? And
hilarious.
Greg goes, and you wrote good. And he took that. First of all, I don't think there's a Hawaiian Standard Time. Is there? Maybe there is.
Maybe.
It doesn't matter.
Hawaii
what
might
the
be
fuck is Hawaiian Standard Time?
All I know is he's in fucking St. Louis, and we had to wait a half hour to start this podcast because he was was he doing the Sherry Shepherd podcast?
I love Sherry.
I know, but it's no Sunday Papers.
Well, Sherry used to think the Earth was flat, didn't she? So maybe Hawaii time is different
That's right.
in her podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hawaii's right. You can see it.
Yeah. Well, all right. I was going to say something mildly inappropriate, and I didn't, and I'm getting better. Mike.
Oh, you are getting better. Hey, so just a little thing. This has always been a little bit of a travel dream of mine to go to Glacier National Park.
Wow.
And yesterday I did the drive. The opening images of The Shining.
The Shining.
are come in over Glacier National Park, and
Nice.
this famous, and the first thing is this famous little island that's out in this lake, which becomes a river, and that island's still there. Everyone pulls over, and takes pictures of it.
That's amazing.
Wild Goose Island, I think it's called. Yep, and it's little.
Did you see anything on the drive? Anything
Grizzly
else?
bears.
You saw a grizzly bear.
So this is what happens in national parks: is all of a sudden you'll see cars pulling over, and then everyone hops out, and there's a mama grizzly bear and a cub. Because one thing I don't know much about bears, but you're totally safe if the mama bear's near its cub. I'm joking. That's the last time you're ever supposed to
Right.
like even get near the thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, but they were there trying to load up on berries because winter is a coming. I went out the east side of Glacier. You drive all the way through. It has this amazing, like unbelievable road through the park. So, and there's snow here already and stuff. So we get to the east side, and it is like The Shining, this thing. Like speaking of Kubrick, everything's closing down. This whole town's closing down. It was a supermarket that looked like there were supermarkets during the beginning of COVID. Everything was wiped out. The town is closing. And so couldn't even get a cup of coffee over there. But, and then Glacier National Park, the visitor center we were at in the middle of the park, is closing today, Sunday. It's closing today. And they're really like closing up shop fast because it's going to start dumping here.
Damn, in September. No shit.
Yeah. So when I was walking in, there were these really tall wooden poles. Crudely, they're like there's a drilled hole in the side. So let's say you're walking up to the visitor center. There's these just giant wooden. They're unfinished. They're not even lacquered. They literally look like they were like broken down in the forest and then stuck in, and they're really tall. And I thought, oh, that might be like, maybe there's flags on them, or it's some Native American type, because they look like giant teepee poles. And eventually I asked the guard, and there are flags meanwhile, so they weren't to hold the flags. And they go along the visitor center walk, and then I noticed them out on the highway also. And I'm like, what are those? He's like, oh, when the snow's over 12 feet, that'll show people where the road, that'll show the plows and everything where the road is.
Wow.
And where the visitor center is. So when they start plowing, they don't wreck structures that are underneath the snow.
Holy shit. There's a reality show for Nat Geo TV.
And in May and April, they had the photos of them. Like, they don't, open the park in like whatever it is. I guess maybe May, June. They don't open the park because the snow's gone. They have to plow the hell out of this park to open it.
Well, listen, that all sounds really kind of beautiful and scenic, but nothing compares to where I am at an Indian casino in the middle of Connecticut, filled with fat people on scooters with fucking oxygen masks. But the worst is you get these fat people on the casino floor and they're on their little motor scooters because they're so fat. Yeah. And then they're not wearing masks. It's like you are compromised on so many levels. You're compromised for even walking in this place. And
well, you're not even walking. Yeah.
You're not even walking. You're scooting around on this fucking thing. And then they here's the best. I'm looking at this guy and he's at the roulette wheel and he's got some kind of weird fucking scar on his neck. And he's in a scooter and he's overweight. And he's at the roulette wheel, and I just think, what do you feel, lucky? How's your life been going so far? You gonna keep that lucky streak going there, Sparky?
Oh, Lady Luck, I'm overdue. Maybe that scar, it's kind of like a pacemaker. Maybe he has the ventilator built in. He already had his own personal ventilator.
Right.
Put inside his body.
Yeah. He should have a license plate on the scooter that says overdue.
I mean, is there a way to bet like on that, like side bets? That's all Wall Street is side bets now. Everyone's like, you can even bet on like, just industry. I think this industry is going to do well. Or basically you're betting that a lot of people are going to bet on like, biotech or whatever. In the casino, there should just be side bets. Like, can I bet that guy loses tonight?
Yeah. Once again, Mike's selling somebody short. Sells the market short. Sells Tampa Bay Buccaneers short. Sells the fat guy short.
Oh, this stock market was getting sober for a brief second this week, and then nope, party's still going on.
Yeah, I know.
Don't worry, we're gonna still back your bets, so don't worry, everybody.
I know it was the big news story last week that the stock market went down 600 points, but they don't report on the fact that it was up 500 2 days later. It just quietly keeps moving forward.
Well, no, because the Fed goes, whatever. I don't want to get into it.
Hey, can I give
what are we,
my
a news
sister?
show?
My sister a happy birthday shout out today.
Look at that. All right.
I'm gonna go see her tomorrow. She's got she's taking care of my mom. My mom, I thank you for all the well wishes. I got a lot of nice emails from people. My mom had open heart surgery on Thursday, and it was there was a lot of complications. She had a pacemaker that had been put in 6 months ago in Florida. I think I mentioned this, and they put it in wrong, so they had to install the pacemaker, and then she had fluid in her lungs and heart. They had to drain that, and it was crazy. But she's out, and she's at my sister's in New York, and I'm going to go visit her after this.
Nice. Well, please give my best to both of them. But no offense to your sister, but especially to your mom.
Yeah, she needs it. She needs it. She sounds weak. She sounds like an old lady for the first time. My mom is a very young 79. But when
she's
I
incredibly young,
phone,
79, right?
Yeah, but when I talked to her on the phone, she sounded old and weak. So we got to get her back up again. I get some Ryan Gingers in her. That's what she drinks. Ginger.
Maybe that faulty pacemaker had her up a notch or two.
Yeah,
get her back to Florida. They knew what they were doing. Well, I sincerely hope she's doing great, and very cool. You know, that falls on your sister to take care of her in this recovery and stuff. So that's very cool of Deirdre and her husband.
She's the best. She's so great at this, and I feel bad that I'm not doing more. So that I'm going to try to spend. I'm going to definitely spend 4 or 5 days. If she needs me, I'll stay longer. We'll see how she's doing. And
they have the kid who walks in behind you with his underwear on, right?
Yes.
In the podcast that you share a room with.
Declan has got a lot of fans on social media right now from that. And then what else is going on? We got the coffee mugs for Christmas. We're going to be selling Sunday Papers coffee mugs. People can't wait. We're going to let you guys decide the mug. I believe, is it up on the website yet? If it's not up on the website now, it will be by this week. So go to the website.
Should we get some agreement from the person that made the logo that it's free for us to use?
We'll throw them some money.
Oh, geez, you're not supposed to say that out loud.
Not a lot of money. I'll give him a Greg Fitzsimmons pin.
Oh, so less than $1.
We'll give them a mug. We'll give them a coffee mug.
All right.
And then also, what else? Oh, this week we had a nice dinner this week with our friends Frank Sebastiano and Chris McGuire.
Yep.
That was amazing. Those guys are so great.
Yep.
It was like the Joy Luck Club for middle-aged white men trying to get work in Hollywood.
Yep. A lot of Norm talk, which was fun.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, Frank was very close to Norm. Now, Frank wrote for Norm on SNL, right? Did he?
Oh, yeah.
Him and Ross Abrash, were they the main writers for Norm?
Yeah, those were the two heavy hitters for sure on Weekend Update.
Who wrote the crack whore jokes?
I mean, I think it was Frank came up with them, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frank Sebastiano, I consider the best joke writer in Hollywood, like in terms of
a lot of people do.
Pure joke writing ability. And he had the distinction of being the only writer to write remotely for David Letterman, I believe, in the history of the show, because he moved to L.A. And then he was at the same time writing, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, he was also writing for SNL remotely from L.A.
You can say it. His name appeared in both credits.
And I think he was the only remote writer for SNL. That's how good of a joke writer he was.
Yep.
So this is before people were writing remotely with the pandemic. I mean, this is many years ago. And
he's sending good stuff to both, which is, no easy feat. Normally, you just get your pile of jokes, the best ones possible, and that's enough, and you don't even have that much to send. And he was nailing it on both ends.
Now, Letterman gave us a fax number, and we sent in jokes to Letterman for a long time. By the way, last week's it was our first live taping in Sacramento. How did you think it went, Mike?
I think it went well considering we really were like flying by the seat of our pants, especially with the tech stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we were setting up the audio and trying to get it right. And sorry, I think the levels are a little off last week. My mic sounded hot. And anyway, we thought the club would filter it. It's not their fault. Anyway, we did that right up till like time to record. So we didn't have any time to like sort of prep or like mellow out. But I thought it went well. I mean, the people of Sacramento were very cool.
They were amazing. They were great. We got a crowd. It wasn't huge. I think there was probably like 60 or 70 people there. But they all had big personalities.
Yeah.
And it was fun to get them all on the microphone. We got a lot of feedback from people. We'll read it when we get to the emails later. But a lot of people had feedback about it. And we're going to do some more live shows. I think we should... We'll definitely do one in L.A. I think we should do that in the next couple months for sure.
Wow. Okay.
We'll just do it in the Belly Room at the Comedy Store, and then maybe San Francisco. We're gonna talk Mike into coming to San Francisco in November.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm surprised I'm even here in Montana. It was a last minute thing. All righty.
Thank you to John Allen for today's song, which kicked ass. That was his upbeat. So he sent me 2 songs. And this was the rockin' one. The other one we'll do. Maybe we'll do them back to back next week. The other one was more of more mellow. And then today's logo is brought to us by Christy Hughes, and it looks like we're coming out of a vagina, but it's actually us in the fly of men's underwear.
Well,
is
you
that
know
clear?
Right, but you know what it's a parody of?
What?
Dave. That's the poster for the TV show Dave.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because it's Lil Dicky.
Yeah.
Now it's plural. It's Lil Dickies.
I don't believe we had any corrections for this week. Either we're getting good or you guys are getting bad, but there was no corrections at all.
Of course not. We're flawless.
We're starting to nail it. New dates, just booked a weekend in Oxnard, California at the Improv on October 15th and 16th.
Oxnard has an improv? Wow.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful theater. I really like it. I won't fill it because they just gave me the date, so I've got a few weeks notice, and it holds like 600 people. So we'll do our best. San Francisco Punchline, November 4th through 6th, and then dates in Boston and Portland coming up in I think December or January. Let's do some ads.
Oh yeah.
Listen. I spoke French pretty well in high school and college, and then I completely forgot it. And so Babbel is this amazing app that allows you to learn a language for the first time, or in my case, relearn it, which I've really been enjoying because it's 15 minutes. It's 15 minutes a chunk a day. That's it. It's nothing out of your day, and it's amazing how quickly you start picking up the language again.
That 15 minutes is what's going to get me.
Yeah,
in a good way. That's what's going to hook me in. I took Spanish. I live in Los Angeles. There is zero excuse for me not to speak more Spanish or make an effort.
Yeah. And if you're traveling to a destination, you don't know the language, it's hard to even get things done. I remember I was in Barcelona, and I felt like an idiot being from LA and not being able to speak Spanish. So I relied on my kids who were very young, and they got us lost a lot with their bad Spanish. It's the #1 selling learning app, and you can learn greetings, menus, directions, and a deeper understanding of the culture through Babbel. It's travel essential. So other languages.
I want to do it. Oh, did they give me a little code? I got to talk to you off camera.
Yeah. We got codes.
I want a little code. I want to do it for free.
Okay. Other languages,
Although
apps use AI for their lesson plans. Babbel uses 100 different language experts, scientifically proven to be effective. You can choose from 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, German. Plus, Babbel's speech recognition technology helps you improve your pronunciation and accent. So start your journey today with Babbel. Right now, when you purchase 3-month Babbel subscription, you'll get an additional 3 months for free. That's 6 months if you can't add for the price of 3. Just go to Babbel.com and use promo code PAPERS. That's BABBEL.com, code PAPERS. Babbel, language for life. Also, if you're a smoker, you can't always smoke where you want to smoke. Maybe you're on a plane, wherever. The slim nicotine pouch allows you to relax, focus, unwind, whatever you need to do with your nicotine addiction. This company has helped people find a cleaner option and feel better about the way they consume nicotine. The latest product contains pure synthetic nicotine and provides the same satisfaction that nicotine users expect without any tobacco at all.
You know what a perfect for use for this is going to be? I know a lot of comedy writers who, really want to quit smoking. Like most people don't, enjoy lighting a thing on fire and
you
inhaling
don't quit with this. You use it instead of.
Well, what I'm saying is instead of lighting a thing on fire or having to do that, and also they have to leave the building. I don't even know where they go now. They can remain at work. They can remain at the table and also not be like stressed or anxious or jonesing. You know what I mean?
Right. No, it's
I
great.
like this.
It's great for a lot of people. If it comes in 3 strengths, 4, 8, and 12 milligrams, exclusive delicious flavors, spearmint, mango, and cool cider. Sounds nice. And it's gum-based, provides a soft, fluffy texture. Please try it if you're a smoker. Stop annoying the people around you with your disgusting smoke.
Yeah, isn't this like a great, what about when you're on that cross-country flight?
Right. It's 2021. Don't compromise when you're choosing your nicotine products. Go with the newest tobacco-free options from Lucy. Sunday Papers listeners, go to lucy.co and use promo code PAPERS to get 20% off your order of Lucy Slim pouches or any other Lucy products. That's lucy.co and use promo code PAPERS at checkout. Also, I have to give this disclaimer. Warning, this product contains non-tobacco nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Lucy.co and promo code PAPERS. Okay, finally, I've been trying to cut down on carbs, sugar, unhealthy food. And it's like, you realize like it's impossible to, especially when you first wake up in the morning. I don't want to think. I want to sit down and I want to have some goddamn cereal. And I want it to be sweet and I want it to be delicious and I want it to remind me of my childhood. That's why we got a thing called Magic Spoon, baby.
I talked about this. I raved about it. They sent me that pack of free ones.
Yeah.
And I by the look at it, I was like, oh, these is for kids because they're fun but really cool drawings on them and stuff. And anyway, ate every box. Oh my God, I think peanut butter was my favorite. And then I raved about it on this podcast and really said that it was and I guess I was so effective saying that it was a personal, like I didn't even care that they were put an ad in our podcast here. And then my brother-in-law and my stepsister Jenny, they bought it because he's celiac. So he's always looking for a good cereal.
If you have celiac, right.
And
Chris Denman's father ordered it and loves it. It's got 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. 140 calories a serving. Keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, low-carb. They've got a variety pack where you get 4 flavors: cocoa, fruity, frosted, and peanut butter. Like you said, my peanut butter happens to be my favorite as well.
It was great.
Go to magicspoon.com/papers to grab a variety pack and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code PAPERS at checkout to save $5 off your order. And Magic Spoons is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember, get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/papers. Use promo code PAPERS to save $5 off. Thank you, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring this episode. Now,
there you go. All right, before we get to the front page, we're going to try a little news section.
Love it.
It's called the no shit section. You ready for this?
Yep.
In news everyone already knew, the Republican-backed Arizona recount found no voter fraud.
None.
We're doing two stories, by the way, so don't run away. But it did find something, this Republican-backed Arizona recount. It found 360 more votes for Biden.
Huh. That's not the way it was supposed to go.
No. Okay. And in the other not news, it turns out Chris Cuomo has been inappropriate with women.
That family.
What would have been news is this headline: Chris Cuomo never grabbed a former coworker's ass. That would have been a headline.
Breaking news: Chris Cuomo's hands not on women's asses for the last 2 decades.
Yeah. Man, he had such a pathetic apology email. So that's how they know that this truly transpired.
Yeah.
He's not denying it transpired. But he put in oh, whatever. It was a very much excuse that sort of alleviated his guilt.
He wrote, "Now that I think of it, I am ashamed." And then
that was the subject.
Yeah. Wow.
But he differentiated his ass grabbing with someone else's. I forget. Anyway, in his apology.
It's so weird. I don't understand how you grab somebody's ass. When I was in 8th grade, we used to grab girls' asses. I was 12. That's it. You're a fucking grown man. You don't grab ass as a grown man. What the fuck, man? You're a good-looking guy.
He walked into the party. It was at a bar. He walked into this gathering, walked right up to her, grabbed big bear hug, and then reached down and in front of people grabbed her ass and said, quote, "I can do this now that you're no longer my boss." And she pushed him away, her husband standing right there. And she goes, "No, you can't."
Wow. That's pretty cut and dry. Why is that not? See, God bless her for not suing him. Can you just push a guy away and fucking chastise him?
I don't know. I want her to sue him. I don't like him.
I don't like a lot of the guys on CNN, as a matter of fact, or the women.
They're such drama queens. Oh my God.
Oh my God. They're so self-referential and they're so fucking pedantic.
Also, you think you're going to win anybody over? And I know we have Rachel Maddow fans listening, but please, she's so obnoxious and pompous.
She's so pompous. I can't watch her.
It's like she gets me wondering, should I just vote red to spite her?
Yeah.
It's like, and in other words, and imagine that trying to win over some fair-minded Republicans to be like, you know what? She has a point. You can't even get there because she's so obnoxious.
Yeah,
she's trying to be Jon Stewart. That's what she tried to be out of the gate, it seemed to me.
Yes. And with the long pauses, with the long, little facial expressions, we're all so
mugging?
on board. We're hanging on each mug that you make. Cut the shit. Read the fucking news. Get a couple laughs. And let's get to Don Lemon. Who's worse?
He is. He is.
All right, let's get to the front page, Mike.
Oh, here it is. I have.
That's not a newspaper.
Extra! Extra! Read all about it! Extra!
No, it's mini pretzels from American Airlines.
Do you know I flew American out here, and the flight attendant came by. The flight transsexual came by. And
you punched her in the face because you didn't want to wear a mask.
She goes, "Do you want pretzels or, those little fucking cookie biscuits that they give out? Those little golden brown things?" I said to her, I go, "Can I get both?" And she gave me a hard time. She goes, "We got a lot of people on the plane." I go, "You don't have it." I go, "My daughter really likes these cookies. I always bring them home as a treat for her, but I also want some I got into a whole discussion with her, and she finally gave them to me, and it kind of made a scene. I felt like a Karen.
I'd say, yeah, you're even more high maintenance than the person whose throat's swelling up from the peanuts.
Yeah. But the last time I flew, I went back to the bathroom, and the little box with all the cookies was unattended, and I grabbed 7 of them, gave them to my daughter.
I forget what airline it was, but it was American flight here, and but run by kind of another smaller. So it's a smaller plane. Somehow it's nonstop from Los Angeles to Glacier National Park. And so this is a much smaller plane and tight, but the people are bigger. They're bigger than, and not just fat, but like these are hardy. Like the kid next to me was his, like, you know, I have pretty solid thighs. I looked like an 80-year-old woman's thighs next to this guy. And I'm like, he must have trouble buying pants.
Yeah.
And he had his hiking boots on. Everyone was like geared up, like they're coming here to go hiking.
Yeah. To lose some weight, hopefully.
I don't know.
North Carolina Funeral Home said it has reached out to apologize after two sisters who went to view their mother's body instead found another woman wearing her clothes inside the casket.
I read about this.
Wonderful.
Oh, my God.
How wonderful is that? You know,
yeah.
The Archer said there was no resemblance between their mother and the woman who was in the casket. Hey, excuse me, sir. My mom was white. Which kind of chlorophyll did you use?
No, but she said the unidentified woman, quote, was swimming in the clothes because she was so small compared to my mother. Because I don't know if you've been through this, hopefully not, but you have to bring whatever clothes you want them to spend the rest of eternity in. You bring them to the funeral parlor and they dress her.
Right. The sisters approached workers at Hunter's funeral home who at first denied the woman was someone else.
That's the best.
Until they... Yeah, it's like...
Nope, no, that's her.
No, that's her.
She's our mom, and this old emaciated woman is not her. No, that's
great.
her.
No, death changes a person. You'd be shocked. So many people don't recognize their loved ones after they die.
So do you know how they then absolutely confirmed it wasn't her?
How?
They went in the bowels of the funeral home or wherever that stuff, the bombing happens, and they went down, and there was their larger mom laying over on a slab. They had two women bodies, two corpses there, and they're like, they got the clothes, and how did the person... You know, they must just have like their AirPods in, listening to whatever music, and they're like, okay, I got this set of clothes. Here's the two naked cadavers. All right, I'm going to start dressing this one. And the person swimming in the clothes, the larger body is sitting over there to the right. Never occurs to them. I wonder if these are her clothes.
Yeah, right. If it's... Yeah, if the clothes they're giving you to put on the corpse, if it's a T-shirt that says "Death to Disco" and the guy doesn't have a mullet, you got the wrong guy.
No, that's him. Pretty sure that's him.
Here's another dead body. Two men in Byram, Mississippi, spotted a vehicle on the side of the road with a free car sign on it and the key inside. They couldn't believe their luck and drove the car about 30 miles to a relative's house. Unfortunately, they soon realized that the free car also included a free corpse.
What a way to dispose of a body.
Yeah, the dead body had been there for several days and was found without clothes. Must have been a sign also, free clothes.
Yeah, that's kind of like, hey, are you taking a flight today? Do you mind taking this teddy bear to Los Angeles for me?
Yeah.
You can have it totally free. In fact, here's some free money also. And someone will want the teddy bear on the other side.
Yeah.
Actually, they'll only want it for a minute. They'll go in the restroom. Then they're going to give you the teddy bear.
You can keep the teddy bear.
Yeah. It's free. Free teddy bear.
And I wondered, after they got caught with the dead body, do they get to keep the car? Because, I mean, technically, the transaction happened. It said free car. They took the car.
It needs a little work, the car, in the trunk area. Just a little bit.
A little bit of a wipe down.
Yeah. Do you like that old body smell? Here's your new car.
Honey, can you get the groceries out of the car? Nope. Put them in the back seat next time. Here's another dead body story.
Oh, man. What? I do have to, by the way, next week I'm going to load this. You did all the work on loading the stories this week. So hats off to you, and I owe you. Next week I'll try to find just as many dead body stories.
I love it. Russian woman is being accused by her cryonics tycoon ex-husband of raiding his cryogenics lab and stealing brains and frozen cadavers of wealthy people hoping to be brought back to life.
Wow.
Danila Medvedev, that's the guy who won the U.S. Open this year, claims the transportation of the bodies was organized by his ex-wife, Valeria, who gathered some staff from her company. Police intercepted the trucks with cryogenic patients in Dewar tanks full of liquid nitrogen shortly after the raid. Some of the corpses stolen belonged to wealthy Americans, according to the Times. They estimated that over 80 remains, including brains and full bodies. The company refers to these cadavers as patients.
Wow.
Wow.
That is, I mean, it's kind of like, remember they froze, was it Ted Williams' brain or something like that?
Yeah.
Or he had it frozen. That's interesting. You know, this frozen thing
when I was on the Man Show, just talking about Ted Williams, when I was on the Man Show, I was a writer on the Man Show when it was Rogan and Stanhope. And one of the skits we did was I played frozen Ted Williams. And they put me in this crazy block of ice and wheeled me out. And then I cursed out Rogan and Stanhope. I was like, why don't you go eat some more bugs, Rogan? And I was like, because it was the manliest man in the world.
Ted Williams was close to the manliest man in the world. 2 tours of duty while being the best hitter maybe ever in baseball. Two tours of duty, fighting.
Fighter pilot
in Korea, I believe, right?
And apparently he set every record for being a fighter pilot in terms of accuracy of his bombs, all that stuff. He was like apparently the best that's ever done it.
He loved fishing and had a fishing boat in Florida, and he invited, maybe it was like Yastrzemski, something like that, a teammate, right?
Yeah.
Like a fun-loving, like Carl Yastrzemski. I think it was Carl Yastrzemski. So Yaz. And so Yaz tells the story. He shows up on the docks and he's approaching Ted Williams' boat. And, you know, Yaz has his fishing stuff and 2 6-packs. He's like, no, not on my boat. And Yaz is like, what are you talking about? He's like, no beer on my boat. He's like, we're not drinking while we're fishing. He's like, nope, not on my boat. He's like, then I'm not fishing. And fucking Yaz turned around. But that's what a lunatic Ted Williams was. Like, nope, we're just going out and focusing on catching fish.
Did he ever tip his cap? Wasn't that a big thing that he never tipped his cap to the crowd?
That was one of my favorite things. I was working in New York and was a little bored. But anyway, at lunch, I went over to the New York Public Library, had an exhibit, and it was this really cool art, writers and artists on baseball. Anyway, I read in there, it might have been John Updike. I apologize if I have this wrong, but an amazing American man of letters was a boy at Ted Williams' last game in Fenway Park. And it was his last at bat. And in Ted Williams' storied career, his last at bat, he hit a home run. Ted Williams famously never acknowledged the crowd. He also had some issues with the Boston crowd, and they had booed him before, and I'm forgetting, and these Red Sox fans who are already angry and racist to begin with. I just threw racist in there, but are probably going to be angry with my story. But he never, though, acknowledged, like he never came out for curtain calls, never tipped his cap, anything like that. And the guide said when he hit the home run, everyone lost their minds for obvious reasons, but also there was the hope you could feel in the 40,000 people that this will be the time, his final curtain call. This will be the time he tips his cap. And he said, but no, Williams ran around the bases, and he goes, and our thunderous applause was like rain that he was trying to get around the bases and in the dugout to get out from under. Even his posture was like, I just have to run these bases because that's the rules. And then he ran right into the dugout and did not take a curtain call.
I love it. Boston fans don't deserve it. They will turn on you in a fucking dime. I remember all the years I was in Boston, I couldn't believe how many players got ostracized by the fans that were good players. There was especially black players, I have to say.
Oh, wow. All right.
There was that guy, I can't remember his name. He was playing for the Celtics, and he was a rookie, and he was a high draft pick. And he came in, and he was playing really well. And he lived out in Newton, which is a pretty white area. And he came home one day, got out of his car, and cops tackled him.
Yep. There was
Remember
also
that?
Weston. Weston is an incredibly white neighborhood, rich, white, wealthy neighborhood, a suburb of Boston. And they got a Celtic out of the car, told him to get on the ground, guns drawn,
Yeah.
hands on the back of your head. And he was going to the ATM, like in
Right.
that little part of Weston. Yeah.
Right. Here's another dead person. A woman and her daughter in California were arrested and charged with murder after they performed a botched butt injection procedure that resulted in a woman's death. This woman died after she went to get an outlaw buttocks augmentation procedure. They advertised their services on social media for
What?
$3,500. Social media. So, how does that? Who's buying this? What are you on TikTok and you see Megan Thee Stallion's new video is LOL. Anyone need caulk pumped into their ass for $3,500?
All right, wait. This is my first time reading this story. Do they take fat from another part of the body, which essentially makes it 2 operations?
No. They put caulk, like the shit you put into a house.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'd be better off with 2 operations.
Yeah.
Shortly afterward, the victim died. All right.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
And then, no, this is a big thing of like people getting Botox done on the side or getting butts done on the side, and yeah, they're going to jail.
Wow.
Mother and daughter.
Also, everyone wanting fat asses, I think, is misguided.
It is amazing when you see how many women have this disfiguration. And, you know, some of them, I think you can work out and produce a butt that looks like that if you do a lot of squats and certain types of exercises.
No. If you're born with no, of course you can increase the size, like you can increase the size of your biceps, but to a point.
Yeah.
You're not going to have like a fat, meaty ass like these people want.
Did the Kardashians do anything to their asses?
I don't know, but listen, I've been around the Kardashians in real life. It's shocking. It's shocking how, in my opinion, how bizarre looking they are. And there's certain photographs where you see them and you're like, that's not real. Like it's really almost disfigured, if I can say that.
So when were you around the Kardashians? You never told me that.
Oh, on talk shows. Yeah, of course. Like I'd go in and, after like Kim's segment or whatever, like, like the last, it was a long time ago, but like on Lopez Tonight and all that. But, what if I've done award shows, they've been there. So, I've done a lot of late night, and talk shows.
Have you talked to any of them?
Oh, yeah. Kim's so nice. She
Really?
was really, really, really nice. Oh, yeah, totally. In my very short experience, like Kim Kardashian, they were all really nice and outgoing.
Kim is, I think she's super hot. I think she's really beautiful.
Oh, here's a before and after that Chris just posted.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, something was added. Look at the way it hangs over her back leg. That's not normal. Can you take it?
Maybe, but also might she have been pregnant? I don't know. With 2 babies in her ass.
Yeah. Here's a story out of Philadelphia. A customer became angry. Wait, hold on. Customer became angry that the Chipotle was closing early, so she pulled a gun and demanded that somebody better give me my food.
God bless her. I'm so close. The only reason I haven't done that is I don't have access to a gun.
Are you kidding me? If I would pull a gun to get out of a Chipotle and not have to eat that shit.
You don't like Chipotle?
It's fucking terrible.
It's always spicy, which is weird. I can't really. I'm the gringo in me. Can I even?
It's
call myself a gringo?
oversalted. It's got so much salt in it. And,
I'm like, what is spicy here? And I think it's like is it maybe the rice? There's a sneaky spice in Chipotle.
So the woman demanded to speak to the store's manager. I like that with a gun out, you actually have to go up the chain. I think pretty much anyone's going to get your food once the gun is out.
Yeah.
As a button was pushed to call mall security to the scene, an employee complied and made the woman's order in an effort to get her to leave. Once she got her food, she took it and left. Here's the best part of the story. Anyone who recognizes the woman is asked to call detectives at 215-686-3153. She was in a mall. She ordered it and got out without mall security. How do you fucking... They had so much time.
Yeah. She also stormed the Capitol. So she should be easy to find. I don't know why.
That's right. She was bringing money to some rioters. Bringing the food to some rioters.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Mall security. Somebody should do a movie about a funny mall security guy.
They were closing early. She wanted her... It's like the Wild West. She just got their attention.
That's the thing about having a gun is if you carry a gun, you're going to use the fucking gun. Like, I don't know how many times in my life that if I had a gun in my belt, that I would have fucking pulled it out and used it.
Well, it's a nice also just you want to send a message or you want, no, I want you to hear me out. And you're just holding it up the gun, pointing it at the sky.
Yeah.
I just want you to hear me out, okay? You will be heard out.
The other thing you can do is somebody once gave me, when I was at a talk show, we got some swag, and I had this MMA sweatshirt. And I swear to God, I think the people, when I wore it, gave me a little bit more space. Because this was before MMA was really big. This was like back in 2003 when it was just emerging.
Yeah.
And
animals fighting in cages or in backyards.
Or if you just get like one of those silk jackets with the dragon on it and the name of a dojo with some Korean lettering on it, and you wear that shit around, people are going to give you some space.
Give him space. He still lives with his mom. He's having a tough time. This is what I would do. The gun, and you've heard me talk about it. I would do this is how I would use a gun. A movie theater, fucking 6 long lines, waiting for popcorn and all. And I'd just be like, okay, I need everybody's attention. Everyone like starts screaming. They're like, is this a robbery? I'm like, this is not a robbery, but everyone has to listen to my demands. Registers 1, 2, and 3. Shut your registers down. We're just going to keep open 4 and 5. You 3 now go. You register 1. All you do is shovel corn. That's all you're going to do is shovel corn. That's your job. You're on sodas. 3, you're bringing them when the person on the registers yells out the order. We're going to move this along.
You don't need a gun to become a movie theater manager, Mike. You can just fill out an application.
No, they will not listen unless you threaten death. They just don't get the concept. It's been around since around 1905. It's called an assembly system. Yeah. Not everyone has to fucking take the order and then go wait online to shovel popcorn for us.
Yeah.
Next stop, Dodger Stadium. It shouldn't take 45 minutes to get a Dodger dog.
Well, Dodger Stadium is the worst. If you're at Shea Stadium, there is a fucking hot dog guy every 7 minutes. There's a beer guy every 7 minutes. You don't get out of your seat. Dodger Stadium, do they even have them? Do they even exist? Because they take forever.
Los Angeles, stupidest city in America, hands down.
I hate Dodger Stadium. It's fucking
Good luck
sucks.
going to a concert at the Rose Bowl. They still haven't figured out parking.
Right. Or Hollywood Bowl also.
Oh, man, I heard the new SoFi Stadium. I had friends go to it, and it's a disaster. It was Rabi. Rabi waited. He said his car didn't move for 40 online to get out of the parking lots. Family all in the car. It didn't move. He put it in park for 45 minutes.
No shit.
And it took an hour to get out of the parking lot.
Do you think that's normal? Every week?
I don't know. I mean, you know,
that was, by the way, the first time they've used the stadium for a game.
No, they had a lot of warm-up things. They had even had concerts already, and they had a preseason game. No excuse there. They don't have public transportation going there. That's what was helping the Rams when they played at USC, is so many people would dump out. And then, by the way, you wait 45 minutes to get on a tram. But it's really, really challenging, I guess, this new location. But
well, you should see what it's... You should see what it's
down.
like trying to get out of my comedy shows at this fucking casino with all the scooters lined up. It's a good 45 minutes before you can...
Nice.
There's a right-wing televangelist named Kenneth Copeland. He's begging viewers to send him cash to support his private jet so he won't have to deal with the coronavirus mandate to travel, which he called, quote, the mark of the beast.
Wow.
Copeland, who in the past has claimed that he needed a private jet to avoid demons on commercial flights.
Oh.
Quote, you get into this situation, we're not going to let you fly unless you're vaccinated. Well, to me, that's the mark of the beast. Copeland owns a fleet of private jets and an airport. And also griped that he needs to fly privately because too many people want to talk to him on commercial flights.
Oh, like the Beast? Is the Beast one of those people?
We've seen videos of the Beast on a lot of these flights.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, he needs the private jet, so he's not annoyed. He needs the cocaine because it flushes the vaccine out of the nose. And the teenage girls are, well, hell, let's just be honest. They're just for fucking.
Okay. Oh, man, this guy, the nerve on this preacher. Wow.
I looked him up. He's worth $760 million.
And, but he needs cash?
Well,
wow.
He needs a new jet. I guess he needs a new jet.
Yeah, his private jet. All right.
Isn't that insane?
Good luck to you. Don't get the vaccine. Of course not.
And this is all money coming from people that are struggling, that have to cough up $100 a week that they don't really have.
Oh, it's this guy with the crazy eyes. I've seen him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been divorced 3 times.
Wow. When you're a Catholic, you're out of the club when you get divorced.
Yeah, I guess he's probably Baptist. What denomination do you think this guy is?
So he married 3 demons. Huh.
So Chris Denman is writing, watch Lisa Guerrero interview him. Note, Chris, how about people listen to us talk about him? What do you do? Why are you diverting our traffic?
Lisa Guerrero, to talk about diverting traffic. So last night, I might have been a little stoned. I listened to the album Wish You Were Here.
Yeah.
Dude, I forgot. When was the last time you listened? There's 5 songs on the album. It's bonkers. And I literally go, tomorrow on the podcast is what I'm going to say. Anyone listening right now, just stop listening. The first song is Shine On You Crazy Diamond. It's 13 minutes long. And it's like the best thing I've ever heard. And I promised myself I would just say that on the podcast. Like, take a 13-minute break. Right? By the way, if you want to go for a bike ride, if you want to go on a walk, if you have something you've been avoiding, cleaning the garage, set your timer for 13 minutes, put that song on and just start it. Whatever you do will be enjoyable.
Wow.
Push-ups, do push-ups.
Okay.
But play that song. There, I said it.
Okay. And I will say, listen to The End by The Doors. 13 minutes.
No way. Well, I'm just telling you. And then they reprise Shine On You Crazy Diamond. That's the last song on the album. And that is also bonkers.
They play
it's so
the same
incredible.
song.
It's jazz. It's like jazz guitar. Obviously blues are in there, but it's this incredible hybrid. I actually think Pink Floyd got worse as they went on. But anyway.
Well, yeah, so did Jefferson Airplane. So did fucking...
No, but what I mean is people think The Wall is the high point. I mean, The Wall sounded like Pink Floyd got a little dumber and simpler. Like, I mean, Animals, Wish You Were Here,
album,
Dark Side of the Moon. I mean, holy crap. They were just a crazy, it was almost like an art house band.
That's the first CD I owned, was Dark Side of the Moon.
It's still, I think, top 3 albums of all time, I think. Selling.
Yeah. All right. Should we get to some entertainment?
I just did, but here you go.
Oh, yeah, you started entertainment early.
Yeah, sorry, I jumped the gun, but I was like, if I don't do it now, I'm not going to remember it. And it's one of those stoner promises, But oh my God, it's so good.
Let's talk about Elon Musk here for a second. Him and Grimes. I guess he was married to. So have you ever heard of a singer named Grimes?
Yeah, sure. Country, right?
I have no idea. No, you're thinking of Leanne Rimes.
Oh, not Leanne Grimes.
Grimes. She's like She's like a pop singer, and they've broken up after 3 years together. He confirmed that him and the Canadian singer are semi-separated but remain on good terms and continue to co-parent their 1-year-old son named XAEA-XII Musk.
Yeah, who's going to get custody of XIIXXVVX?
I wonder if his nickname in school will just be douchebag.
Yeah. Exactly. Wedgie hanging from the fence.
Yeah.
You know that the son is named after Elon, like one of Elon's favorite airplanes.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's what that is.
Damn.
Who knew that this lunatic on the spectrum would get divorced? Didn't see it coming.
Well, this is his third time. They were. Let's see. He previously was married to Justine Wilson, who he had 5 sons with.
Wow.
And he was also married twice to Westworld actress Tallulah Riley. They divorced, remarried, and then he dated Amber Heard following her ill-fated marriage to Johnny Depp. This is the fucking lunatic who falsely accused Johnny Depp of abusing her. Did I just say that?
Falsely? Wow. Allegedly falsely?
Allegedly. Allegedly falsely.
A lot of adverbs.
I believe Doug Stanhope, who's good friends with Johnny Depp, and says this woman's a fucking lunatic.
They could also coexist. Sometimes lunatics are right.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, listen, Elon, if you want a little marriage advice, if you want a little, that's what he's more interested in. If you want a little marriage advice, they don't drive themselves. They require work and you have to pay attention and you have to steer it through challenging times. You don't just sit in the back seat with a newspaper and let this fucking thing go where it wants. Because when you let it go where it wants, this is where it goes.
And you got to put the nozzle in that hole and fill it up with liquid once in a while.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. It's not gonna recharge itself.
All right, let's do some Florida Man.
Okay, here we go. The one story I put in here, which is not even about man at all. Python removal program grows in Southwest Florida. Southwest Florida has added 10, quote, scout snakes into its Burmese python research and removal program. Scout snakes, also called sentinel snakes, are male pythons with surgical, a lot of S's, thank God I don't have a lisp. Scout snakes, also called sentinel snakes, are male pythons with surgically implanted radio transmitters. I'm not mocking speech impediments, but this would be a rough one. Is it? Okay. Bartazek and his crew at the Conservancy track, they track these snakes to find female pythons that are reproductively active. So these male snakes with the tracking device get in the Everglades and go try to get laid. And it's very important that they find these females. The female Burmese pythons can lay anywhere from 12 to, wait for it, 95 eggs, depending on its size. And they generally reproduce every other year. An average clutch, which is, I guess, the name of their batch of eggs, is usually 43 eggs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a lot of those snakes.
It is out of control. But imagine being the guy. Imagine your job is like, okay, here's a tracking device. This is what's guaranteed. The very large snake who has the tracking device, you're going to go find him, and he's going to be with a female who could be way bigger.
And try fucking with animals that are trying to have sex. You think that mama bear is angry? You're stopping this guy from getting laid?
Yeah. Oh, man.
And I like that they put a...
Did we talk about that on air, that I saw bear earlier, or was that before we got on air?
No, we talked about it on air.
Yeah, they were cute.
It's a surgically implanted radio transmitter in the male snake, and I just wonder what they're playing on the radio. It's got to be like some techno or something if they're trying to get them to breed.
That snake situation, I might have talked about this a long time ago, but I remember seeing a disturbing video. A ranger in the Everglades Park was riding his bicycle like to another part of the park, whatever, and he stopped, and on his iPhone he filmed, and he looked in there, and what he saw was the head of a snake, and the head of this very big snake was just on the top of water, really just mellowing out. But there was a lot of agitation in the water behind it, like, about 10 feet behind it. And what he saw was the snake's body was wrapped around a crocodile and it was drowning it. Wow. The crocodile was no match for this python, whose face, again, just calmly on the face of the water as its body is strangling and drowning a crocodile behind it.
Dude, the Everglades is fucked.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, it's Florida, man. That's how they do national parks.
All right, let's do some international.
There we go.
A flight from Boston to San Juan landed Wednesday evening with one passenger restrained to a chair with multiple seatbelt extenders after an insane mid-air altercation. The passenger, named Khalil Eldar, had attempted to make a phone call near the end of the flight and became angry about the call's unsuccess. He pulled himself out of his seat and rushed towards the cockpit, yelling in Spanish and Arabic that someone should shoot and kill him. Look, we either need more air marshals or better cell coverage on these flights.
He also was yelling about Chipotle, which is a bad sign because those people usually are packing.
No, he was yelling that he wanted some of those brown fucking sugar cookies that they won't give out. Eldar grappled with the flight attendant who attempted to intercept him, punching and kicking him in the chest and strangling him with the attendant's own tie. It took 6 or 7 crew members to restrain the passenger with plastic zip tie handcuffs, but Eldar somehow managed to break out of them.
What?
Another pair was used, in addition to at least 4 seatbelt extenders and the flight attendant's tie, and law enforcement met the plane when it landed in San Juan.
What?
Yeah, this guy was fucking jacked on something.
What is going on there, man?
Wow. I haven't
it's
seen
happening.
video of
It's
that.
happening everywhere. Did you see other video this week of like the woman who punched? I think it might have been a Delta flight attendant or something, but punched her in
that
the
was
face.
a few weeks ago. Yeah, that was bad.
I mean, these people are snapping like crazy.
No, on my flight here, somebody asked for a glass of wine, and the flight attendant said, "Sorry, we're not selling booze anymore because of all the incidents."
Yeah, we're like Cleveland at a baseball game. That's what this country's become. Sorry, you can't handle it.
Yeah, right.
No
right.
alcohol for you.
Jesus, what is happening? I mean, what do you? At first, I thought it was because of COVID. Is it that people are wearing masks and it's making them crazy?
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's like there's a little opportunity to get crazy and everyone's jumping on it. Like the crazies have always been out there, obviously. But I think it is stress. There's pent up stress and anxiety in the country, in the world.
I almost got in a fight once on an airplane. I was in New York and I had just got done. I was show running this pilot and it went extremely badly. And I was flying home and I was in a shit mood. And I went to put my overhead, my baggage in the overhead, and this guy put his in, right, like he doubled back and put it in as I was putting mine in, and kind of knocked me out of the way. And I grabbed him by the shirt, and I said, I'm not in the fucking mood for this. And usually people back down, and he stepped up and said, I'm not in the mood for this either. And we had this standoff where we were waiting for one guy to punch the other guy, and nobody did. And then we just sort of like went to our separate seats, and he was sitting directly behind me.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's awkward.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you have road rage, and I guess it's that runways are included.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Planes make me a little uptight. I'm better if I take a little edible before I fly.
Now, with this, Oh, wow. Okay. With this guy, yeah, you're right. Air marshals, where are they? But also, I can't believe more guys aren't being just punched out.
Oh, I would be all over somebody. Some guy like that, count me in. Let's roll.
I don't even think, obviously he could sue you for any reason, but I don't think any lawsuit would hold water. Like, your life is being threatened.
Yeah. No, I would.
You just aim for that, side of the chin, which is the "you go to sleep now" button.
Yep.
And you smash it.
Side of the throat, right there on the side of the neck, anywhere in the throat. Get in a quick jab, and
What
he's
does
going
that
down.
do? The person goes to sleep there too, or they're just
yeah.
hurt? Okay.
No, you knock him out.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right. What do we got?
Speaking of sports.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. Week one of the NFL.
Score.
You won Tampa Bay the week one by 1 fucking point on the spread. This past week, I had to give 12 points, and I think Tampa Bay won by 22 points.
That was disgusting. I only saw the score. I was actually camping, and you kind of ruined my my little moment there.
So we're back to even, and this week they're in our hometown. Tampa Bay is coming to Los Angeles, and you believe this shit? They're only 1.5 point favorites over the Rams. This is a fucking slam dunk for me this week.
Well, what do they say? I think there's a general rule, at least it was when I was a kid, that the home team begins with 3 points, and then they do the math.
Right.
So what this is saying is what? That it's...
That it would be
it's
4.5
it's really
points.
closer than the spread even indicates. It would have been 1.5 going to Tampa Bay, I think, if you take that 3 out.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay.
So
all right. Well, go Rams. Let's see.
yeah,
Jesus.
I think it's going to be an annihilation. Also,
that
we
half
got
a
this,
point is going to F us. We'll see if it holds. Right now, the line's 1.5.
Speaking of
All
the
right.
Rams, Chris Denman just popped this story in. He's very excited about this. Judge paves the way for potential jury trial in St. Louis lawsuit against Rams NFL.
Oh,
A
yeah.
state court paved the way for their lawsuit in which local authorities are seeking $1 billion or more. Appearing on Tim McKernan on 590 The Fans the morning after, Daniel Wallach of The Athletics mentioned a lot of the issues of the Ram. What are you putting in here? Why do I need to read that part?
What happened also is the Rams went to the Super Bowl after they moved. That's a lot of money.
Right.
Like you have a team that goes all the way through the playoffs and gets to the final dance, whatever they call it in football.
Yeah, but they got better. They fucking sucked in St. Louis. They sucked for so many years. They got to L.A. We gave them some better players, and they fucking went to the Super Bowl. I mean,
I don't
now
know.
he's saying
I
that's
think
part of the
those
issue
plans
they
might have
tanked.
already started in St. Louis, the team building.
yeah.
All right, another story. Tiger Woods texted. I guess the U.S. Ryder Cup is going on this weekend?
Yes, very big deal.
I didn't know that. So he texted the team to inspire them. And the article goes to say, while Tiger Woods did not make the trip to Whistling Straits, the legendary golfer texted U.S. members of the team, and some players said it helped inspire them during their matches. The gist of basically what he said, this is a quote, who talks like this, was, "I'm cheering you guys on. I'm right there with you, and go fight and make us proud." Here's the problem. Tiger Woods texted this inspiring message to them while driving, and he wrapped himself around another tree. So that's not good.
Yeah.
I'd be scared whenever I get a text from Woods that he might have done it while driving.
Yeah, and he's the greatest thing is that like his biggest sponsor was a car company, and then he fucking crashes the car of the company that he's endorsing. I wonder
Well,
if
he had
I
American
wonder if-
Express also, so I guess he gets a good, they add to the warranty of all the cars he trashes.
Yeah, exactly. And I wonder he should just take Ambien on as a sponsor because that's what's causing all this shit.
Well, man, we know about, a few of his crashes, but in that documentary, when you saw him pulled over and that was a crash they averted, he was incapable of standing and talking, never mind driving.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's do some science.
Here it goes. William Shatner to go to space in Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin rocket ship. The sci-fi actor 90 will be going to space aboard Amazon founder Jeff Bezos' New Shepard rocket. Shatner will be the oldest person ever to travel to space with this historic ride. The Canada native's 15-minute flight, that's all it is. 15-minute flight will occur sometime in October. It seems like they should know when. It's next month. The mission will be filmed for an upcoming documentary featuring the actor who played Captain James T. Kirk on the iconic series. The name of that documentary, The Death of William Shatner.
What a perfect ending. I mean, what better fucking ending to a documentary than the guy dying? That would be amazing.
Well, what's Shatner? Shatner sees this phallic symbol go off into space when Bezos went up and was like, "Yup, that's me.
Yeah,
I want to be in that penis ripping through the sky."
And they got to get him doing another version of that. And I think it's going to be a long, long time.
That's right. Reading those shitty lyrics. That's when you could tell how shitty the lyrics were. When you got Shatner doing his best Shatner, reading Rocket Man lyrics.
Yeah, right. I wonder what else is in the documentary. I mean, everybody hates the guy. Everybody that worked with him says he's an asshole.
Well, wait, he tried to fight me?
What?
Okay. Mary Connolly literally broke up the almost fight. Meanwhile, I didn't know it was going to be a fight, and I was like, just standing there, and he came up and got in my face. So this is everyone who hears this story will know I'm not lying because they've seen Shatner clips. So the idea was on Craig Kilborn's late night show, Shatner was kind of a friend of the show, and he would come and do the show when he wasn't busy killing his wife. Allegedly, when he called 911, his wife, who was a professional swimmer, a competitive swimmer at one point, she's at the bottom of the pool. He calls 911. I believe this is all true. Police show up immediately. He's dry, and she's at the bottom of the pool. Yeah. I'm going to say allegedly, but I think everything I just said is absolutely true.
Yeah, but sometimes, when the sun is shining on you and the water's a little bit cold, you're just like,
it feels cold getting in.
I don't like that first. It's that first second that you jump in.
Right. And sometimes it's easier if there's some sort of adrenaline rush. He had neither.
Yeah.
There was no urgency going on. Yeah.
That's crazy. I never heard that.
Allegedly. So anyway, this bit was basically it was like a homoerotic game of catch with Craig. And it might even been called that. And so they have hey, you want to throw the old pigskin around? And Shatner goes, sure. And so that's how, and Craig did this with a lot of people. So you would say your line like let's say I'm Craig Kilborn and I'm holding the football. I'd be like, hey, Bill, to William Shatner. You ever imagine me washing a car with jean shorts and a hose and getting all wet, and then I throw the football to him, right? So Shatner's rehearsing this, and the problem is he'd throw it in the middle of his line, or he'd throw it before the line, but the camera's now on Craig who caught the ball. So I just, in directing, say, Mr. Shatner, just finish your whole line before you throw the ball. And he's like, excuse me? And I'm like, well, you say your whole line in the blocking of it, and then you throw the ball. He's like, what are you saying? And I go, well, you would say, and I look into the prompter, and I go, you would say, do you ever imagine me, baba, baba, and then throw it. And then his fucking face turned red, and veins started bulging out of his neck. He's like, did you just give me a line read? And I'm like, no. And he's like, did you just read the line in that prompter? I'm like, yeah, for blocking. I'm just telling you, but I didn't tell you how to say it. He's like, you didn't just tell me. And he now is approaching me, and getting in my face. And I'm like bigger than this guy, but I'm like, what is going? And Mary Connolly runs over because apparently she's the executive producer of the show. She's like helping me, and I'm like the co-EP. She has seen this before, I guess. I haven't. And I'm like, well, this isn't real. So I'm not taking it seriously. And I guess maybe I have a smirk on my face as he's like walking right under my chin.
Yeah,
and she runs over and puts her hands between me and literally goes, Mr. Shatner, I'm so sorry. I will fire Mike today. I'm personally going to fire him. Don't. And she looks at me and goes, get upstairs. And I'm like, what the fuck? Is this real? I thought he was doing a bit.
That's amazing.
And the whole booth was watching. Like, you know, everyone was called into the booth and they're like, oh my God, Shatner's about to take a swing at Gibby.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, do you think they recorded it?
I don't know. I'm sure I would have seen it.
Yeah.
I don't think so. They should have been running on it, of course.
That's so great.
Yeah. So good
imagine
luck.
Imagine him on a flight. We should make sure he's flying private because he will fucking snap on a flight.
Oh, Captain James T. Kirk being told what to do?
Especially when
in the sky?
In the sky, of all places. That's his domain.
Yeah. If you're kidding me, he's in his captain's. He wants to be in the captain's chair.
Yeah. Scientists have identified the earliest known human footprints in North America, left by people who lived in New Mexico some 23,000 years ago. Wait a minute. I'm Christian. The Bible says the Earth's only 6,000 years old. How can they have lived 23,000 years ago?
Not only that, the foot had a Birkenstock on it already. That's how old those fucking crunchy things are down in the Southwest.
Well preserved and numbering in the dozens, the tracks are about 10,000 years older than the previous record holder. It's in the last glacial maximum when ice sheets extended as far south as New York City.
10,000 years older, wow, than the previous footprint.
A lot of the tracks were made by children, which is a bias that exists in other human footprint sites around the world. Like kids today, these youngsters were probably running around, stomping, and playing more than adults.
I imagine.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they discover this place in 23,000 years in Connecticut, they're mostly going to find wheel marks embedded heavily into the soil outside from the fucking scooters that these fat fucks are driving around.
You know who's really interested in this story is Tarantino. I think he's going to try to buy these footprints. He's so obsessed with his foot fetish.
Dude, I heard about that, and then I saw Kill Bill, and maybe it's Kill Bill 2, where the first 20 minutes of the movie is Uma Thurman's feet as she's like unbuckling herself and starting a car. Like it's like full screen of her feet.
Well, Brad Pitt gave an acceptance speech at one of his awards for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and it was a joke about the three women's feet who he featured in the movie.
Yeah, once you hear that, you start noticing how often he puts women's feet in his movies.
Yep. Totally.
Damn. Hey, look.
Even in Pulp Fiction, it's Uma Thurman's feet again.
Oh, dancing.
Yep.
Look, I'm a fan of a nice pair of feet, and Uma certainly possesses a pair of nice feet, but, I mean, if I'm a director, I'm not putting them in the fucking movie.
Yeah, wouldn't you be like, I got to throw people off the scent here a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to do some business?
Boy, do I. What do you want to talk about? Here we go. Business. All right. What do we got?
Well, we got a few stories. Let's talk about online content subscription firm OnlyFans backtracked on its decision to ban sexually explicit content amid protests by adult content creators who rely on the company for their livelihoods.
Yeah, I mean, they'll say they're being so, benevolent and allowing it for their. Meanwhile, I mean, OnlyFans was going to be dead without it.
Well, the platform announced Thursday that it would be banning pornography from its platform from October 1st to, quote, comply with the requests of our banking partners. He singled out banks BNY Mellon, Metro Bank, and JP Morgan as being particularly difficult. Who do you think is on fucking OnlyFans? It's these yuppie bankers that have the money to give these women $10,000 to put their feet on the screen while they jerk off.
Yeah. They're like, thank you, everyone. This is a quote for making your voices heard. And it added, OnlyFans stands for inclusion. And we want to continue to provide a home for all creators. So Lisa from accounting can just slut it out every night to supplement her income. Inclusion.
Jesus. I've never checked out OnlyFans. Have you seen it?
I've never checked out OnlyFans yet. But you know what I was thinking? Is that a way around? Should we put our podcast on OnlyFans?
Well, I know Denman does a thing where he shows his asshole because he says it looks like a swastika, and
Right.
a lot of his friends from QAnon get on there, and I think they gave him $1 to pull his ass cheeks apart.
But also the tattoo, Make America Great Again, where the G is his anus and the again at the end. Yeah.
And it's red, just like the hat.
It sure is.
All
All right. I got to get to Glacier National Park. What are we doing here?
Let's skip down to, we'll skip asking. Let's do some letters.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit, guys. The live episode in the sack was amazing. I wanted to meet everyone in the crowd. So now I've got to be at the next one. More exclamation point
Wow.
from Nick Rapatani.
They were a good crowd. I'll give them that.
Yeah, that one Indian guy was fucking hilarious. See, I
Yep.
mean, they all talked a lot, but I liked it. Some people were critical of how much they talked. Some loved how much they talked.
What do you mean how much they talked?
Well, the blonde woman was a little chatty. Her stories were a little long.
Oh, yeah, in her seat. Right. People were commenting on that blonde woman.
Yeah, they said, was the chick at the bottom right hired to strain her face all night?
Oh,
Tom
I didn't
Schweda
check.
said.
Luckily, I didn't see that. That would have been distracting. She was a good-looking gal.
Well, Jamie Alvarez said that she looked like Christina P., which I could see that.
Christina's attractive.
She's very attractive.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too attractive because I don't want to be creepy, but I think she's a beautiful woman. The woman in the front row who speaks with an echo looks like she has never been to a Greg show before. Her mouth is agape almost the entire time, and her husband keeps looking back at her and shaking his head.
What show did they think they were in?
Yeah.
That's quite a skill to speak with an echo.
Yeah, that might have been our technology again.
We might have helped her on that.
So if you want to send in notes, fitzdogradio@gmail.com. We're also soliciting some more logos. We need some more logos for the next few weeks. If you want to send something in, we always appreciate those. Quick obituary.
And that's all, folks.
George
All right.
Holliday, who was the plumber who videotaped the 1991 police beating of Rodney King.
Oh, wow.
Died from COVID at the age of 61.
Oh, no.
So it says he was asleep on the morning of March 3rd, 1991, when he was awakened to the sounds of sirens and helicopters. He stepped out onto his apartment balcony, grabbed his new camcorder, and when he saw the police beating King, he started recording it. He contacted KTLA. They aired it, and it became a national headline. After 3 of the officers were acquitted. Do you remember that? Despite the video evidence and a 4th case.
I mean, what an insult to the videotape.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. So riots erupted. 63 people died. I didn't remember that.
Yeah,
Holy
no,
shit.
It was bad.
Thousands of injuries. So that was, they say, the first recording of police brutality against an unarmed black person, which kind of launched this whole citizen journalism thing. He had death threats following his having taped that. What did he do wrong? Was he not supposed to
They
videotape
blamed
it?
him for the violence and rioting that followed the trial. What?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yes, sorry. Sorry. You know, if I didn't videotape it, it still would have happened, the beating, right?
Yeah.
Like, where's your focus on that?
Right. It's amazing how everything can have two sides to it.
No, but there aren't. I blame the media a lot for airing. You and I are under the impression half the country is full blown fucking bonkers, and it's just not true. There's a select few. Same with a select few congressmen who are total fucking assholes. But it's like some are just half assholes or half crazy. And the media focuses on how many people could have possibly thought that?
Yeah.
They're just scared white people, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so nuts.
You weren't here. No, 91. We were both in New York still.
Oh no, I remember calling my sister and being like, "Run for the hills."
Yeah.
It was a bad year, man. They had that big earthquake in '94, the riots, there were mudslides. It was a
and
disaster.
I think there was a housing crash as well. What was the bad year with the banks? Was it 88? No.
No, but the earthquake really affected the LA real estate market, which is something I'm clinging to.
Yeah. All right, let's do some funnies to cheer up after that sad story. Hager, you know Hager.
I do.
He's the fun animated guy your kids read about every week that rapes. Yeah. So he's at the king's table. There's been a banquet, and the king's friend says inviting Hager to dinner was a kindly gesture, Your Grace. And the king says, I'm hoping it will deter him from robbing me. And then the friend says, he's carrying away the chef. So not only do they steal and rape women, he literally took a human being.
Yeah. I'm just you could, what I think this is saying, which I think is nice, is the chef is a woman.
Yes, you don't see it. That's right.
It's kind of like that old joke about the doctor. You obviously assume it's a man because you've made the assumption that it's a good doctor. And here you figure it's a chef, which could be a woman or a man, but it's a chef for a king. So you know it's a good chef. So you think man. Did I break this down right?
Well, it's the 11th century. So I'm just thinking that women don't really do a lot of catering at that point.
You might be right. So maybe he's raping. Also, look at us. Look at our blind spot. Hager might be raping a man.
I think Hager wants to spread his wings a little bit. You know, it's the 11th century.
Yeah. Men are very rapeable. Obviously.
Let's do a little Lockhorns. Leroy is looking at a hipster outfit in a clothing store, and it's a guy with like the short, tight pants, kind of boots, a neckerchief, some dark sunglasses, and a skull cap. And Loretta says, forget it, Leroy. You'd be better off trying to recapture your middle age. And then the next one, he gets her back. They're sitting on the couch, and he says to her, I'll admit I wasn't paying attention if you'll admit you weren't saying anything worth listening to.
Oh, boy.
That one fucking landed like an overhead right. Now they're at the marriage counselor. They've left the marriage counselor's office, and the marriage counselor says to his assistant, they aren't a perfect match, but they are evenly matched.
That's a good one. This guy writes jokes, man.
Yep.
Unlike.
Here's when you kind of have to see Loretta is winding up. She's got a tomato in her hand. Leroy's sitting at the table, scowling, and he goes, you call this tomato surprise? Where's the surprise?
Is there a meal tomato surprise? Anyway, but she's winding up. All right. Have you seen the viral video of the kid that pegs his brother in the head with a ball?
No.
He's this little white kid without a shirt on, and he does this manic move, and then he throws the ball as hard as he can. It's like this really jilted pitcher's wind up, and he gives it everything he can. And the little boy is just playing with cars in the foreground. But what is crazy is a parent filmed that. I think it's a parent filmed that, but that's like her wind up. You see how intense it is with the tomato.
Yeah, it's like the old Louie Tiant where he turns his back entirely to the batter.
Look at that. Look at that reference. Go Sox. So, but look up that video. It's all over TikTok or wherever, Instagram.
I got off TikTok 10 days ago. I deleted the app from my phone.
All right. Then in a very controlled way to go to YouTube, and I guess you could put in the search, kid throws ball at brother's head. It's so funny. All right. That brings us to an article that's never been accused, a comic strip that's never been accused of having jokes. Okay, Family Circus, here we go. The dad's walking in the door, and he has the three shitty kids in front of him, and they all just burst in, and the mom is there, and the wife holding the infant, greeting him at the door, and the father says, "Great movie, only 4 trips to the restrooms." All right, here's this is when you know you have a problem. When all your readers don't know if he's being sincere or sarcastic.
Right.
Like,
right.
What do you honestly, let's like, we're not even trying to make fun of it. What do you honestly think it is?
I think it's just a description of a trip with no joke.
I think he's being sincere.
Yeah.
That obviously with these 3 shitty kids, it should have been way more than 4 trips.
Yeah.
All right. Now, if you want to make it funny, he's a great movie, only 4 trips to the restrooms. Then you look closer and the 2 boys just have piss stains all over their pants. Now that deserves to be in the funny section.
Yeah. Only 4 trips, should have been 6.
Yeah. Exactly. And also maybe even a little like that little cloud that animators put in indicating that there's a shit in the pants.
Is that what they use, the animators?
Yeah. Well, like what Pigpen or whatever his name is. Remember that guy from
Peanuts?
I remember, this won't translate at all, but I remember he was a great kid. He was a little bit of a hick in boarding school. And he was from Wacabuck, New York in Westchester. Anyway, Emery Katzenbach. Anyway, Emery was like, he was really stoned once. We were in boarding school, and he's just like trying to remember, I think it's Pigpen, right? Is that the character's name in the Peanuts? And he's like, "What's that guy's name who smelled so badly?" And he had those dirt clouds all around him. He's like, "What is it? Was it?" And then someone goes, "Pigpen." He's like, "No." He's like, "Dirtbag." It was Dirtbag. And he was fully, legitimately convinced that the Peanuts named the character Dirtbag. Oh, Emery.
Well, the drummer for the Dead was named Pigpen, remember?
I think it was Figpen. No, it was Pigpen. There was a Figpen. Did you know? I think he was at BU with us, Figpen.
No.
I think he was an athlete. I think he got kicked out, though. All right.
I think
what are we
Dead
doing?
had 2 drummers. That was one of them. Anyway, let's round it out
Kurtz.
with our...
Kurtz was the other one, I think his name is. Oh, yeah, of course they had 2 drummers.
Yeah.
I think Pigpen was keyboards, dude, and he died.
I think he was the drummer.
All right. Can't wait for corrections next week. I guess I'm writing one.
Let's round it out with our little princess, Blondie. Dad was in bed wearing fucking donut pajamas, which apparently he has no other. He wears the same goddamn. She cycles through a different piece of negligee. I've never seen her in any of the bedroom scenes, which I save. I've never seen her wearing the same negligee twice. This one is a little violet, off-the-shoulder frilly piece with a little tie, a little bow tie on the front on the tits. And she's sitting up in bed, and this fucking Zero has on these pajamas. He goes, "This is a silly disagreement, honey. Let's just kiss goodnight and get some sleep." She says, "I agree, dear." And they do a little peck. And then
looks
they roll
romantic, though. They have a little heart above it.
Little heart pops up. And he goes, "That sure didn't feel like a sincere goodnight kiss to me." She says, "I disagree, dear." Now, first of all, let's go to the second frame again.
They're
you
holding
go
hands.
in for the kiss. They hold hands. You go in for the kiss, and then you go in and you kiss the neck. And then you put your hand on the shoulder and you slide down the negligee. And then you fucking blast protein all over that silky tan belly of Blondie's. What are you doing?
I thought you were going to say, and then you cover her mouth with the other hand. And you pull down.
I mean, how do you not make love to this woman at this moment? You've just had a disagreement. You've agreed to disagree. It's called makeup sex, asshole. You turn your back to her and you go to sleep after that? What a waste. This is a waste of ink, this fucking asshole.
This is what I thought it was, and I think this is actually pretty funny. They kiss in that middle frame. There's 3 frames total, and it looks like a romantic kiss. And now they're, in their respective corners of the bed, And he goes, that sure didn't feel like a sincere goodnight kiss to me. And she goes, I disagree, dear. Would have been funny if he goes, that felt like more than a goodnight kiss to me. Like he's turned on. And she's like, I disagree, dear.
Yeah.
That could have been funny and made more
Right.
sense. Why
Yeah.
isn't this bozo turned on by that?
Yeah, I know. He should die. I want to get animated and go kill Dagwood.
Wow,
It's not.
violent
I don't
streak.
think you go to jail if you're animated when you kill somebody.
That's true. Although you'll be sued. You can be sued for anything. Let's face it.
That's it. This has been the Sunday Papers with Mike
I
Gibbons
know.
and Greg Fitzsimmons.
We're on the road a lot is what's happening, but and a little tired from Sacramento maybe. But
What are you apologizing for the podcast? You feel like it
I don't
wasn't a
know.
good
I
one?
feel like I'm low energy, but I can't wait to get to Glacier National Park and go hiking
no,
right now.
Yeah, go hike. Go enjoy yourself. I'll see you back in LA next week. And
You got it.
Thank you to the Midcoast Media people, Key
Yeah.
and Chris and Beth, for doing a fine job. And you'll notice the new graphics that they're putting in this week. You'll love them.
Oh, overpromise.
And that's it.
Go listen to Wish You Were Here, the album. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's, dude, just do yourself a favor and put
I'm
it on.
going to
It's
do it right
incredible.
now. I'm going to listen to that album right now. I'm going to go to the
incredible.
gym. I'm going to listen to it while I work out.
Oh, it's such a giant build. That first song also.
Yeah.
It's incredible. All right, do it.
Okay.
All right, man. Oh, and the podcast, people said we forgot. We screamed. They reminded us we didn't say take it easy at the end.
Yeah.
And then we did, but I guess we stopped recording already.
And I don't think I said read all about it at the beginning.
I know. We were thrown off our game because we
Yeah.
were racing to the finish line of getting the audio right before we started. And then, we were a little overwhelmed.
So what are we going to say now?
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Taking places now, it's time for the show. The boys are in the building.